Hi everyone, welcome to this channel. My name is Bukky. So in this video you'll be learning about how to start investing on Etoro. And why is this important? It's important because there are a lot of tools out there where you can invest, but why I've singled out Etoro today is just to give you an insight into the whole package around Etoro. So I'll be talking about when it started. I'll be talking about some of the pros and cons that I have experienced with them, and then I would also be talking about what I experienced with them, my difficulties, and how easy I think it is to use. And I'll be showing you my platform, my front-end platform on Etoro. Okay, so let's take a deep dive. So Etoro was founded, I think, way back in 2007. As of today, they have like 50 million people on this platform using it to trade and invest. They have clients around 110 countries all over the world. And important to know is also that the currency that they trade mostly in is US dollars. So when I opened my account with an euro, with euros, it got converted to US dollars, and I see whatever my account is based on dollars, right? And sometimes I do see it on euros, but then it's on dollars, so they work with US dollars. And that's that. So I'll just go straight away to the pros and cons of Etoro for beginners, and then after that, like I said, I will show you my screen, my front end. I will take you around, and then I'll share some of the questions I get whenever I recommend Etoro to people. So one of the key pro for Etoro is that it has both a mobile app and a desktop app. So you can have it on your phone, you download it, and you can easily track and do your trade or your investment on it on your mobile phone. But you can also do the same thing on your desktop if you want to have a wider or broader view. So that's one of the key things. So on the go or at home, you can use Etoro. The second thing, or the second pro I believe that speaks for Etoro, is because you have, when you sign in, you have the virtual space and the real space. So as a beginner, it's really important to first look at the virtual space, use the virtual space to get to know all what the application or what the platform is about, right? I think they can give you up to like 100,000 virtual money to practice how to trade, to practice how to invest, to just check how the market works. And then once you have got a hang of how to operate the platform, you can then switch to the real platform, and I will show you again when I put it on. Now the third pro I believe Etoro that speaks for Etoro is the fact that it's a kind of social trading platform or social investment platform whereby you can copy the trades of other people, right, to invest. So if you are really new and you don't know what to do or where to go, you can copy the trade of other people and use it as your own use that format as your trade, and then from there you can gain money or you can lose. Now be informed. Everything around investing, everything around stock market, cryptos, commodities, FX, and all of those things, they are all risky. And the same thing. So whether you're doing social trading or not, be prepared to gain and to lose. So therefore, for you to, before you go ahead and start copying other people's trade, make sure that you do your own research. Have an idea of what you want your portfolio to look like. Look at, okay, what is really important for you so that it aligns with your value. I like talking about this a lot because that is what would help you not to sell off in haste or panic if the markets go down. Yeah, the market goes up there. Currently we are in a bull market, right? But there will be a time when we'll be in a bear market. It is your values that would keep you keep you on track when the bear market comes. And that is why it is really important that you know exactly what you should be investing in. And that is one of the reasons why I said you should do your own research despite you copying other people's trade. Now, when you're copying people's trade, always remember, right, that past performance of people does not necessarily translate to future performance, and that applies to any form of investments you are going into. They would always tell you that I mean, in the small print, that the past performance does not always translate to, you know, what's coming in the future, because nobody can determine tomorrow. It's all full of uncertainties. We can forecast, we can do all that we can, all that we want to do, but then it's always and always, you know, unpredictable. Anything can happen the next day, right? The third thing I want you to know about, you know, copying other people's trade is, you know, be aware of the level of risk. So on Etoro, I will show you also. On Etoro, when you see somebody's trade or some people's group of traders trade, you see their profit margin or their loss margin in the past. I don't know, depending on the time frame that you use. And beside it, you will see a button showing the kind of risk level that that portfolio has. So it could be 5, 4, you know, 3 or 7, you know, depending. So be aware of that risk level. As much as you're, you know, it's the margin they're making entices you, also pay attention to the risk level, because most times the higher the margin level, the higher the risk that you can expect as well. So make sure that the risk speaks to what you can afford, what you can, you know, bear, and that is really, really important. One other thing that you should know about, you know, social trading is also the fact that, you know, on social trading, you can, when you're setting it, I will show you, right? When you're setting, you can also, you know, put a kind of stop loss that you're saying, you know, when this social trade is happening, right, please stop my portfolio immediately. This whole portfolio drops to this level, which I think is awesome, you know, because now you can have social trading for normal, like if you're not copying anybody, you can have you can have stop loss for not copying anybody, but then having stop loss for copying someone is also a good thing, I think. So you have a kind of control around your portfolio, and that's, I find, really important. So the fourth pro for me is that, you know, signing up levy or signing up amount is quite low. When I signed up last year, I think I paid around 200 euros, and I believe that amount is still the same thing this year, right? I know that, for example, for some other applications, that number has really gone higher, like for some other platforms. So you want to, and that's one of the things that speaks, you know, for Etoro as a beginner, because you don't necessarily have to put in all your income right now into it, but you know, you have to start small and see how you can handle it. Then you can then move into something bigger. And generally, when you're trading on Etoro, like they claim to have low commission, so you can trade, you can do any form of trade anytime, any day, right, with low or no commission at all. However, I get to think, okay, so how does Etoro makes its money? Of course, they apply spreads, right? So, and that is how they make their money, and you know, right? But for you, and I think the spread, it's reasonable, although based on research, some people are saying it's still high, but from my side, I think it's still fair enough compared to some other companies that will charge you management fee, higher deposit fee, and you know, they would even get out of the spread from it. So for me, it's still manageable, and for beginners, I think it's a fair deal. Now, coming to the cons of Etoro, the issue of taxes, right? I live in Germany, and taxes is very huge. You have to get to pay your taxes, otherwise you land in a prison. Right? So I know another platform that actually process your taxes for you, but on Etoro, if you're trading with them or if you're investing with them, if you're at the point where you cash out, at some point you have to be able to prepare or declare your taxes yourself, and I think that can be cumbersome, and that's one of the disadvantages I find with Etoro. Although they mention that when you make a profit, when there's a profit, I guess, on dividend, that they take care of the taxes for you, but generally, overall, in terms of growth and all of those things, you have to take care of your taxes, and I think that is one of the cons that I think it's not so good for Etoro. The other con I found out is that I checked a lot, I did a lot of research, and I realized that a lot of people are complaining about their customer service. Wow, and that is really important, because you know, we are talking about money here, and you want to have a platform. You know, we want to have a platform that people, even though it's, you know, it's on the internet, it's on your laptop, somewhere in the world, but at least the people should be able to have access to you somehow. So now let's go to my desktop, and I will show you how or what the platform looks like just follow me and I will try to explain what I see, and I will share with you. Okay, so this is my desktop that I'm showing you. Like I said, I'm still on bronze because I didn't really take them seriously at first, so I'm still on bronze. And I would go right now to the virtual portfolio, and they would always ask you, do you want to go to the virtual portfolio? You say yes. So for as beginners, you want to start from the virtual portfolio, and you want to see what you want to learn from there. So on the virtual portfolio, you can see this is my portfolio. You can see I just did some things some time ago, BMW and ADA, like in cryptos. Here you can see, if you go here, you can see the history of what you've done before in the past month, right? Like I said, you can have as much as $100,000 as a start value, cash in or cash out on the virtual, but because I mean, it is what it is. And down here, you could see that I've allocated a total of 30,200 euros, $200, to 2 portfolios. Here you could see that you could see the 2 investments I invested in my virtual portfolio, and this was one of the copies I had. I copied a particular portfolio for crypto and invested like almost like 3,000. I think that was yesterday thereabout, and it's showing me that I've made a loss of it of almost 1,000 whatever on it, and that's why I'm happy it's virtual, like it's not real, right? And the current value here is like $31,000. I can come here and say, you know what, I want to stop my loss, right? You can come here and let me use another one. So let's try BIM. So I can say, let's try from the beginning. I can say, okay, you know what, I want to open new trade with this BMW. You come here, guys, exactly what you're seeing on this virtual is what happens at the real. So I'm still going to show you my real, but then because I want to play around with it, that's why I'm showing you my virtual. So on the virtual side, you can decide to sell or you can decide to buy, right? So now I want to buy, right? Let's say I don't want to spend so much money, so much virtual money. I can decide to put it at, 1,040. So I'm saying that please stop my loss at this amount. Like if the price goes beyond this, please, sell off this asset. If the price is up to this amount, please take profit, right? Sell it off, and then I want to cash out. And this is the leverage. The X1 here means that at this leverage, I'm looking at the underlying value. I'm not using any leverage. Now, the concept of leverage is something very important when you are using platforms like this, and because leverage is something that makes you trade higher than the amount you put in, right? So it's a different topic, and I can treat it in another video. But when you're using Etoro and you're just focusing on the amount you invested in, always make sure that your leverage is at X1, and then you're only investing with the underlying asset. They would even put it here, say you are buying the underlying asset and nothing more. That's it. So you can actually, and one other thing is that you can buy based on the amount, right, or based on the number of units, right? So that $1,040 I had before was only going to buy me this, but then I can say, you know what, I want to buy 10 pieces. Let me say 10 pieces. I want to buy 10 pieces, and then it goes exactly to 1,000. You can read here, 1,059 US dollars, and then I say, okay, you know what, set order, right? Order has been placed, and we'll see if that gets purchased. And yeah, so that's it about my portfolio on the virtual. And one thing I want to show you again is let's go back to BMW. I can say, so for example, on each tool or on each investment I want, I can write a post about it. You can write a post, you can I just opened a trade recently. You can view a chart, you can set the price alert saying, okay, you know what, if the price, for example, if you have a particular product and you want to buy you've bought at a higher price before, you want to buy at a lower price, right? You can set price alert and say, you know what, once this price has been achieved, please let me know so that I can buy more to reduce my cost of purchase. So you can as well do that on Etoro. So you can view the chart as well, and here you can see how the market has performed in the last 3 years since 2018. You can set it, you can increase it, you can decrease, there's so many things. For example, you can You can use different kind of ways to view your chart, but I like my chart with the lines like this because then I'm able to really, you know, work on it that way. All right, so I would go back now to my portfolio, and then other features you can see on Etoro would be the watch list. So you can create a watch list of all the things you want to be aware of. And like I said, this watch, you know, I said that Etoro can help you with ETFs, stocks, commodities, forex, and, you know, cryptocurrencies and all of those things. So you can have a watch list of everything you want to be aware of here, and then it's easily accessible for you. And, you know, also you can have the watch list of people you are following, the copy traders you are following, have it here. And remember I said that, you know, when you're copying people, there is a margin that they will always show you, the margin they're working on and their risk score, and that is what you see here. So I can decide, okay, you know what, I want to copy this person or not, because the risk is too high for me. For example, look at this person, is just at 4.28% in terms of margin, but at least it's the risk is really low compared to someone that has 29% with a higher risk. So you have to determine for yourself what is your risk appetite. So let's go further. You have also the news feed here where you see, you know, things that are happening in the market and all of that. So you can also come here to see updates, and they actually try to update it as much as possible. You can discover new markets, right? New market, technology markets, you know, market mover. They will tell you the market movers, what is driving the market, the technology market issues. You will see all of it here. They are quite, you know, interesting. For example, I like Bitcoin, so I'll come here and then you see it told me I recently invested in it, which is yes, which is true, and I can decide to add to new list. And if I have some other things, for example, I'm also interested in this one, in Litecoin, I can as well put it under as my watch list, for example. Yeah, it's under my watch list, and that's why it's there. I can add to new list of. You can create, for example, you can create lists, right? So I will say cryptocurrency. I'll just say crypto list. Create new list, and then bam, it's there. Here you can see who you can copy, you know, see people. Like I said, be careful when you're copying people, because most times, again, future performance is not related to, you know, it's not related to past performance. So make sure that you actually understand their portfolio, look at their risk level, right? Look at their risk level and choose who you want to follow. And then the other thing is that when you copy people on Etoro, you don't necessarily have to pay. So for example, pay, it's also free. You can copy people free. But what I also try to do is that I like this particular one, because here I get to follow specific trades, right? Top copy follows. Then, you know, for example, look at this one. 35% at 4% risk, which is, fair enough. So you can, you know, check top followers and, you know, our top traders, and then you can copy them here. That is that. There are some other things which I think I would stop here for now. Okay, so for example, if I want to withdraw my fund with Etoro, they would always ask for, I think, $5 per withdrawal you make. So you don't want to make withdrawals that doesn't make sense and it would, you know, affect, you know, cost you more to withdraw, like with $5. So you want to withdraw something that really makes sense. And let me take you to my real portfolio. I think I've really answered a lot of questions there. Let me take you to my real portfolio. To always ask you, do you want to go back, you know, to virtual or to real? I said I want to go back to my real portfolio, and this is my real portfolio. This is my, you know, copy portfolio people. And then I come back here. When I eventually decided to invest in Etoro, I started with cryptocurrency, right? Because I find it easier, and I didn't do leverage, right? I just did with underlying assets. And this is my portfolio. I just said, okay, I'm going to put 200 euros there. I think that was like last month. Let's look at my history. Yeah, that was last month, and after a month, my end value is still like this, right? I've not taken money out of. So 200 euros, and then I allocated it 50 euros each for, you know, BNB, BTC, MIOTA, and other, and that was what I did. This was what I invested here. So far, I've been able to gain so much, you know, increase in my cryptos I would see what I can do about it. But I'm happy, like with 1 month I'm able to gain and on average maybe like 75% or thereabouts, or even more. So that is my own portfolio. I can talk about more in another video how I came about this portfolio for my cryptocurrency on Etoro. All right guys, I'm going to stop there for now. I hope this video helps you to start to get started with investing on Etoro. I also mentioned that I'm going to share my difficulties and the easy things I find about them. I would say that their platform is quite easy. It's quite easy to access. It's quite easy to use. For me it's quite intuitive. I don't have to like open books to start understanding what is on their platform, and that's what I find interesting on the platform. And also the means of identification is also straightforward. They only needed I think one of my utility bill or my driver's license. I can't remember what they needed, but they just wanted something to make sure that okay, I am who I say I am, I'm living the address I say I am. And yeah, and I think that is really important for them because of the regulators, they are regulated by the FCA, the UK one, and ACIS in Australia, and they are also regulated by a second tier regulator, I think in Cyprus, right? So it's important for companies like that to know your customer. Does this make sense for me? Am I the only one at risk here? And that was why I decided to go for them and just use my ID, because anyway, I mean people can get people's ID somehow. Anyway, so that is the only not interesting thing I find with them. And I remember that last 2 weeks I also recommended them to someone, and bam, it was so easy for that person to actually sign on with them. All right, so basically that's my experience with them so far. I hope that you can start your own investment portfolio also with them or with some other platforms. I would really like if you tell me what you think about this video. Let me know if you want me to do another one on another platform that I use. I'll be more than happy to show you. And until the next time, thank you and see you.